I had so many takeaways from Kim Kardashian's masterclass. And I do want to say that it wasn't anything that was like eye-opening, but I always love hearing people's perspective on things, meaning I love that I say a lot of the things that she said in a different way. I love that I understand what the basics are when it comes to growing a business. And so these are my takeaways. And sometimes we need to hear things in a little different way. And I believe that she did such a great job at that I want to share with you. In the first 2, maybe 3 minutes, she says visibility and confidence are everything. Well, as a visibility expert and coach, of course, I'm preaching that, right? And how do we get more confidence? By being consistently visible and keep putting ourselves out there and doing the uncomfortable things builds our confidence. So hands down, she had me at hello as soon as she said that. That was just a game changer for me, because seeing someone who is not only a celebrity, multiple businesses, being able to say those 2 words, visibility and confidence are everything. And just a reminder of how powerful it is. And if you're not visible and you're not putting yourself out there to do uncomfortable things to build that confidence, it's time to start. The best time was a year ago. The next best time is today. The next thing that she said is you are the product. And as a visibility expert, this is exactly what I teach. You are the face of your brand, the connector to the people who want your service, your offer, your product. If you're visible, you can sell your products. She said that social media can give the spotlight to anyone. And I've said this for years. If you want a stage, stop waiting on one and create your own. Start there. Start with a free stage that you have. The next thing that really stuck out to me was she said, define yourself before others do. I talk about this a lot because we don't want to tell our story over and over and over. And if we don't tell our story and we don't tell how we got to where we are, people make that up in their head. Are you willing to allow someone to make that story up for you, or are you going to tell it? That is another connector that connects us with our audience. So if you want to connect to people, tell your story so someone isn't making one up for you. She said, a great brand isn't built, it's told. And I couldn't agree more. She said, don't follow the feed, be the feed. I've been really focused on this lately because of the fact that when we are doom scrolling, right? When we are trying to get dopamine hits from being a consumer versus a creator, we aren't going to be able to be our best creative self. And we could experience 20 different emotions in a 2-minute scroll because of how fast we're scrolling. We are not being the feed. We are letting the feed feed us, right? I had a client, a podcast interview for her, and she said, it's just like we watch what we put in our mouths, right? What we eat, what are we consuming on these feeds? They're feeding us. What are you allowing it to feed you? But often enough, we aren't creating content that connects. And community really is created around your connection and your content. And we want to educate our audience because we got to remember people are buying us first. And if we are not showing up as the face of our brand and being the feed, they're not going to stop their scroll. There's no reason for them to keep moving forward. She said many amazing things, but the last thing that she said that really stuck with me is empires are built before dawn. And I believe this. You cannot be over there telling people, especially if you're a coach, go do this, but I actually don't do this, right? So I start my day with my morning routine. How can my morning routine set me up for success? Be the proof that the product works. I'm not saying you have to be up before dawn. But I'm saying a morning routine will set you up for success or failure every single day. How can I expect you to be visible if I'm not willing to be visible? So I challenge you, where can you increase your visibility and your confidence? Where can you define yourself before others do by talking about your story and your transformation and why you do what you do? Can you remember that you are the product? If people don't connect with you, they may not ever buy. They may not ever have a reason to buy, whether you sell offers or services or an actual product. And where are you not setting yourself up for success every day? Because empires are built before dawn. What you do in your morning routine sets you up for success for the day. It sets the energy for the day. And I want to be in control of that. I just don't want to let it be happenstance. Whatever happens, happens. I want to be in control of that. And so these are like the things that really stood out to me. Such a phenomenal masterclass. Loved it. A lot of things are the basics that we think are too basic. And those are the unsexy things. But listen, if Kim Kardashian is putting them out there, she's making it sexy, right? Maybe you don't think visibility is sexy. Maybe you think it's stressful. Maybe you think, I don't want to put myself on video. I want to put myself out there. But the thing I want to ask you is how bad do you want people to have that product or offer? How bad do you know that it will change their lives? And what kind of disservice is that if you are keeping that to yourself and not literally shouting it from the rooftops? And you do that by putting your face on video and sharing that message to the world.